Good morning, guys. It's May 5th, 2023, and it's 9:19 in the morning, and it's a Friday, so happy Friday. And I'm here just finishing up my watch list. And it's 9:19 in the morning. It's a Friday, so happy Friday, and I'm here just finishing. Alright, so to begin with, let's look at what the gap up list is showing. So gap up, we do have coin here. So I do have my gap up here as well as my gap down here. For the gap up, I'm looking at coin. Coin has a very interesting chart just because looks like we did found a bottom right here at the S3 at 48.07, and we did found a bounce there. Right now it's trading at 54.05. Let's look at what the SPY is doing. SPY is a little bit of a gap up right here. So from yesterday's closing price at 405, the lowest that it went through was 403. Now it's at 406.56. So a gap by 0.85 this morning. And considering that, coin has a very good pre-market levels right here. So for the pre-market high, I have 54.28 as the pre-market high, and pre-market low, I do have a level right here at 52.97. And the lowest was this post-market, which was at 48.01. So that's a significant move from coin, from 48 all the way to 54 during the post and the pre-market. Right now, it has a spread of 10 cents, not a lot of volume, just 500,000 shares. It's shortable. Coin is a float of 156 million, so not a low float stock here. Just gonna put this one into a 15 minutes so it's easier to put in those levels. Next one is DKNG. DKNG is also a gap up, 14.1% currently, and let's look at the daily. Daily looks like we haven't gotten into that level for a while. Looks like the last time we were in that level was way back in 2022, February. So that level right there. The highest of that candlestick is this level, 24.85, which can serve as a good resistance line there. Let's go back to the daily. We do have the R4 right there. Pre-market high is at 24.65. We do have our 9 EMA right here, and the post-market from yesterday, the lowest here was 21.05. I doubt that it will go right there just because it's too far from the current price right now. So 24.65, I do have a couple of touches here, so we can put a level right here as well, and that is at 23.18. All right, so that's our level right here. I like that it's respecting the VWAP right here. It does have this pullback at the VWAP, but otherwise it had been playing above the VWAP. So that's DKNG. Next one is CVNA. It's right now an 8.2 million currently being traded. It's not a low float. It's an 84 million shares being, the float is 84 million. So the last time that it touched that level was back in February or April 12. And pre-market high is at 10.73. Pre-market low right here was almost just about yesterday's closing price right there. I do have a level right here at the VWAP at 9.57. So that's the CVNA. So for the gap down is TEAM. It is down by 18.32 dollars as well as 12.2%. For this one, what is our float? Float is 148 million, not a lot of volume, 157. So for this one, I'm just going to be watching this one, but not going to trade it, not until volume picks up. So pre-market low is at 125.92 with a pre-market high at 133. All right, so that's TAM. Next one is TRUP or TRUP. It is up by 33%, not a lot of volume. Float is 35 million, so not a low float stock. Let's see right here what it had been doing. So a nice gap down right here. Comparing it to TEAM did had couple of touches right here way back in January 11. So the next level for team, just going back right here, is this candlestick right here. So that's the next support right there at TAM. Going back to trap, which is looking better than the first one, than TEAM. Pre-market low is at 18.36 with a pre-market high right here at 24.47. We do have that post-market data. This probably, let's see, has announced it's investigating claims against Trapanion Inc. and encourages investors with losses to contact the firm. So bad news as of this morning at 9:22. Hence, that is the reason why it is on a gap down. So that is the pre-market high right there. All right, so we have placed our level in coin. The KNG has levels as well. It's 3 minutes before the market opens. CBNA, our level is there as well. Let's see what Apple is doing. Apple is a gap up as well by 2.8%. Looks like we had found that resistance right there, about to test this level right here. So that would be the next resistance there for Apple. And pre-market high for Apple is at 170.66 with a pre-market low here. We do have a level right here. Had a touch right there at that level. And pre-market low, this one is just yesterday's closing price is right here. All right, so that is the Apple level. Lyft is a gap down as well by 14.9%. Pre-market low right here is at 8.82, and we do have the high for this pre-market at 9.22. And then next one is WBD, 4.3% down. Float is 2.2 billion. So high float here right now is 2.3 million currently being traded. Pre-market low is at 11.45 with a pre-market high of 12.54. So that's WBD. Let's see what AMD is doing. AMD is a perfect example of an inside bar. So it's playing inside yesterday's candlestick. All right, let's see. Do we have anything else here? What is this? No, cheap stock. 15 seconds before the market opens. Baba not doing anything. All right, so those are our level today. So, all right, so the market is now open. So game plan today is not going to be trading for the first minute. Let's look at what this one is going to show us, and from there let's wait for our strategies. So team is a gap down. So game plan today is not going to be trading for the first minute. So let's see, what is the SPY doing? SPY is a gap up, looks very strong right here. We do found a resistance right there. Just turning off my pre and my post market data. Coin already have that opening range breakout. DKNG did not even had the chance to test the high of that pre-market high. TRUP, this one left is already an opening range breakdown here. So coin. TRUP, this one left is already an opening range breakdown here. So coin. TRUP, this one left is already an opening range breakdown here. So coin. So no trades yet here.
TRUP, this one is already opening range breakout here.
Coin is so strong. This one is a perfect opening range breakout right here. DKNG looks like filling the gap here. Lyft just had that dump right there. So the perfect opening range breakdown here was at 8.82, but did not get to catch that. Wow, coin is just so nice. Same as CBNA. So no trades yet. Let's see for a pullback here. Bob is dumping. This one was a big sell right here. Massive volume. Sellers right here. Just too early for a reversal though. So coin having that pull back to the VWAP. This can pretty much just have the VWAP as a support. So not going to be trading this one. Let's look at what Rivian is doing. Nothing. How about Tesla? Tesla is a little bit of a up by 2.3%. TRUP starting to pick up the volume at 1 million. Team as well. Not a lot of volume still. What is AMD doing? AMD an inside bar. DKNG here looks like it had found a support at R3. CBNA about to get halted here to the downside. Look at how ugly this candlestick is. A wick at 11.7 all the way to 10.3, about to get halted to the downside for CBNA. But it's not even shortable. Well, Interactive Broker does not have shares press to borrow to short it, so that's not even an option to short. There's just no love for Lyft today. This one is just trending from 9 all the way to 8.57. Let's see what coin is doing. Coin is just playing at the VWAP. So for coin, since I missed the opening range breakout, thesis here is I am willing to do a 9 EMA where it pulls back at the 9 EMA, shows strong signs of reversal once it touches the 9 EMA, and we can do a 9 EMA trade here. But right now, it is still just consolidating. So we got halted. CVNA got halted right here. So from 11 all the way to 10. TRUP, what's the... Wow, the spread right here is 44 cents. Now, getting thinner spread here, 51, 50, and 61, 11 cents spread there. So for this one, I am also waiting for a 9 EMA where it will reject the 9 EMA and will short this stock. But right now it's just too strong to short this stock. It's in a short selling restriction, so know that you're gonna get a fill on an uptick. Coin, there you go. There's the pullback. CBNA is still halted. Coin, here's the pullback testing the low of the day. See here, this one is a hammer. If it goes above 54.47, could be a good potential to the long side. But if it doesn't, then that means this one still has room to go down. So the price that I'm looking at is at 54.47, flat at 54.50. So 54.50, once it gets printed here, then I'm interested in taking a long trade on coin. Looking at the RUP as well. Looking in, let's see if the volume says anything. 54.30. Not a lot of volume here. I don't see any prints here of 54.50 yet, but it does looks like 54.46. Okay, entered here to the long with coin. First trade here, doing a 9 EMA trade. Big bid right here though, that's very bearish. So seeing that, I'm not going to be adding to my position. Stop loss here, 53.7. $53.93 added to my position here. About to go up the VWAP. Took some partial. VWAP is acting as a support there or as a resistance. I need for this to pop the VWAP. So let's see here, 55.50. 55.50, is it getting printed? This one is about to get that print. 55.30, having a strong resistance there. 15.20. My stop loss is right here at 55.94. Yep, so that got me stop out. Strong resistance right there. How come? Let's see the volume. Volume is still flat, so this one can just go anywhere as well. Yeah, I don't like that it's taking too long right here. We did not get that big of a pop. We do have 55.30 here. Oh, this one was the one that I was waiting for a 9 EMA. It did form a 9 EMA. That was a perfect 9 EMA trade here, but I was looking at coin, so I missed that. This one is an A plus setup for a 9 EMA. Entry is 27.38. Stop loss could have been right here. Going back to coin, having a resistance there. I don't see any imbalance at the bid and the ask, so this one can just go anywhere as well, both ways. Volume have not picked up yet. Not a lot of volume here, so most likely this one could be a false breakout as well, or it could just also just short squeeze. But I don't like to do an entry at the VWAP. CBNA is now resumed, not shortable, so I don't like that. No follow through for a short squeeze. Not a lot of volume here. Volume is dying. What this can do is try to touch that 56.38 and then reverses from there, because we don't see any volume right here. So 55.15, big rejection there. Big rejection at 55.76. If this one goes below 55, then I am willing to short this one, just because of the volume here. But my trigger point here is at 55.97 to go short. So 55.97, and I'll short this one. 55, what is this? 54.97. $54.97, entering short here. Stop loss here, tight stop loss, 55.85. A little bit of a risky move here just because we are at the VWAP. So tight stop loss. Let's see. $55.19. SPY is doing some consolidation. 55.16. No volume here, but this one can just short squeeze as well. Lowering down my risk here. Lowering it down even more. Just don't like that it's consolidating. So stop loss here is at 55.63. So stop is at 55.63. SPY is having a pullback, so that's going to help this trade. There's a 9 EMA there that can act as a support. I need SPY to flush down, so that can help my trade. 9 EMA acting as a support there. This one is already having the pullback that I was waiting for. SPY is having 9 EMA as a support. Volume is picking up here. Just to lower down my risk, I'm going to lower down my stop loss. This one can pretty much just do a short squeeze as well. So already working here. Volume is not there yet, so did not want to add to my position just because we're lacking volume. SPY having 9 EMA as a support. We do have bids picking up here. Just added to my position. Since I added to my position, I am gonna lower my stop loss here. So that stopped me out. The ad there messed up my stop loss, so yeah, that was a loss there. Form a perfect 9 EMA trade here. Volume is picking up here when it's pushing up. TKNG trying to see, or CBNA, if this one is also a 9 EMA trade here. What I don't like about this stock is you're not able to short it, so there's not a factor of a short squeeze there. Wow. Tesla's order flow is always good. And SPY is having a pullback. So coin looks like just stopped me out there. Not a lot of volume here still though. WBT, this is one of the gap down. It tested and broke the high of the day, which is 12.3. Not a lot of volume here, but big candlestick here. So we did form that double top here. I'm thinking of shorting this one if it shows us some signs of weakness. This one is a cheap stock. It's 12, so I need to capitalize on my shares here. So we passed through the high of the day from 12.13 to 12.17. We do have, let's see here, volume, not a lot there. Okay, shorting this stock. The anomaly here was this big candlestick, small volume bar. We did had that double top already at 12.13. Stop loss here is at 12.20. Added to my position. Added to my position here. Some resistance right there, some support as well. $12.01. Support that we have is at 11.99. I need this one to break 11.99 support. Took some partial there. Gonna move my stop loss now, lower than my break even. Let's look at CBNA. CBNA is just playing in the VWAP, so nothing, no edge there. One of the movers still is also earlier is left, but looks like it's just playing in the VWAP, so no trades there. This one is working, so just trailing my stop here. I need this one to break the VWAP. So the giveaway here was we are heading to that double top, first top, second top right here. Remember that that's just a zone, so it went higher than the first top right here, but found a rejection at that level. And that's the reason why I shorted it here, because it's a gap down anomaly of a big candlestick, small volume bar here. So that one was the giveaway. This one can just stop me out as well. VWAP acting as a support right there. Look at this BABA. BABA is just so weaky. CBNA, yeah, nothing going on here. Volume is picking up there. No imbalance here. I need this one to break 11.92. 9 EMA acted as a resistance right there, but the volume did pick up here. So this one is working now, lowering down my stop loss again. Now we have that strong support at 11.92. No imbalance here yet. About to stop me out here. I wouldn't be surprised if this one stopped me out and just moved in the direction that I am waiting, just down, break the VWAP. So it did stop me out, so I'm out of that trade. And now that's the move that I was waiting for. So this one looks like it's still about to break the VWAP, but it did stop me out. So let's look at what else is an easy trade here. No trade in coin. Coin is just playing around the VWAP, so that's very hard to catch. CBNA, no trades here, not shortable. Rivian, got from yesterday, ATR 13.1, 13.37, less than 50 cents, so no trades there as well. and see what Tesla did. Tesla looks like a big push right there at 167. 167 acted as resistance right there. Team, did we have a pick up a volume? 1.7, moving from 130, 132. How's our volume here? Big wick here. So for a short, it can still test the high of the day, of which is 138. Let's see here, big volume bar here, testing it again. Trying to see if there's any other stocks that's moving. Bumble, it's just part of the gap up right now. So let's see. MPL. Big volume. Let's see if coin have decided what it wants to do. What I want coin to do is try to test the resistance here, 55 and then 56. So I'm just watching this one. It's shortable. It's an 85.37 million shares, not a low float stock. SPY is ripping higher. DKNG as well. Looks like DKNG had found a resistance or a support here in R3 23.24 and just ripped higher from there. Rejection again at 12. Rejection right here at 9 EMA. But no edge there just because it is consolidating right now. Coin, let's look at coin and see whether this is gonna give us any hint with regards to the volume. Volume bar here is dying. Let's see. Yep, volume bar is depreciating here. SPY is strong today. Big order right here, the price, big prints of reds as well, 56.61, 55.61. Lots of prints of red there, so that's acting as a strong resistance, 55.76. AMD looks like it's weak now. 88.72. Interested in shorting AMD here at 88.63. Waiting for it to print right here at 88.63. Just to confirm that we are below this wick right here. Just timing it to reversed. If it doesn't hit that 88.61, then I wouldn't enter this one to the short side. 85, 84. SPY is consolidating. Entering short AMD. Just formed that inverted hammer right there. Cannot add to my position yet because we are at the support. If it goes below 87.32, that will be a good place to add to the position. 58, 57.50, 55. Looking at the volume here, the 5 minutes. If I add to my position, that means I'm gonna have to do the body as my stop loss. 0.47, 52. We do have some resistance right there, 50. SPY is ripping higher, so not confident in adding to my position here. If SPY is not ripping higher, then that's the time to add to the position here. But since SPY is against me, I'm just keeping my position here with a stop loss right here at 88.24. So volume did not pick up there. Pumple, let's see, volume did. The this BMBL that I was waiting for is a reversal. A good place for reversal was at 18.27. AMD. SPY is having a pullback. Looking at NVIDIA as well, because it's in the same sector as this. Adding to my position here. Since I added to my position, I would have to lower down my risk here. But we did find this reversal right here. That's why I added to my position. I just need this one to break 87.4. 87.49, 14.8. No imbalance right here. This is going to test 87.4 again. Just took some partial there. I did not like that it's stalling, and I got stopped out there. Re-entered to the short. 87.92 is my stop loss. Coin eventually popped. Now testing the high of the day here. Looking to short coin here, 57.4. We did find that area of strong resistance there. Volume was dying. Tried to test that high of the day, which it did. Looking at SPY. Entering short here. Just a small position. Stop loss is 56.51. Just giving it a couple of cents. 56.53 as a stop loss. CBNA eventually formed at 9 EMA, but not the cleanest trade. Lowering down my risk here. Coin stopped me out. Willing to re-enter here at another sign of weakness. Just too strong right now. Now SPY is heading lower. Although SPY is heading lower, AMD is still pushing up. trying to see for an easier trade. This one is a short now. I'm shorting WBD. Big volume here. It can test yesterday's closing price, but we do have a big volume bar right here. We did find a push at the 5 minutes, but candlestick or volume bar is going lower when it was pushing higher. AMD looks like it's working now. There's a lot of consolidation with AMD. Okay, this is re-entering coin. Stop loss 56.71. Giving it some room. WBD, stop loss right here. Cheap price stock 12.34, giving it some room. Because this one will test yesterday's previous closing price. Be willing to add to this position if it breaks the 9 EMA. AMD is just playing. Add it to my position in coin. Waiting for a flush here. Took some partial. Lowering down my risk, lower than my break even. I need some flush. If it doesn't, then it's just gonna stop me out. I need this one to test the VWAP. Come on, have a flush. 55.3. Took some partial. Lowering down my stop loss here. Just trailing my stop now. About to hit my stop there. AMD lowering down my risk here. I don't like that it is just consolidating. That can just short squeeze anytime. About to get my stop with AMD. I need this one to break even more. Come on. So just trailing my stop here. If this one stopped me out, then I'm totally fine with that. Big bid right here, 55. SPY is consolidating and looking like reversing as well to the downside. AMD doing nothing. I need this one to break 55.09 as a support. There you go. So just trailing my stop here. That took a while. AMD. I did not have a big position here, so just gonna take some partial there with AMD. Lowering down my risk, lower than my break even. I'm okay to get stop out there. Coin. I'm just gonna trail my stop here. I am in a comfortable position. WBD, I did not get to add because I was looking at my AMD and coin position. So lowering down my risk there as well. This one can stop me out anytime. As well as AMD can stop me out anytime as well. And yeah, AMD stopped me out. Coin stopped me out as well. And let's see WBD. This one was the easy trade right here. I can trade this one every single day just because of that gap down and that showing signs of weakness. See, DKNG now is a short. Good short here is at 25.15. Miss my entry there. Could have made more here if I have more position. That's okay. AMD, yeah, just doing nothing. Coin now reversing. So WBD could have been a bigger gain if I had more shares. but I was trading coin in AMD that I did not get to add to my position here, but I did manage to enter at that 12.21. Oops, can just gotta give it some room. So my stop loss is at 12.12, average cost here is at 12.21, so it's still gonna be a green trade even if that bounce back up. BMBL is, I was waiting for a reversal here. Looks like it did. I'm now late, so not gonna chase that one. BABA, nothing really. DKNG was a short if at the entry of 25.16. Now I'm late by 10 cents. Is that even worth it? No volume here, so that can just take a while to consolidate. This one, just trailing my stop, but not a home run since I only have 750 shares. BABA had this R4 as a strong resistance there, but we do have the volume picking up. I don't like the candlestick from previous days are so tiny that it can just do those little moves. SPY looks like it's just consolidated, but it is still looking very bullish. DKNG. So when I'm waiting for DKNG, this is the price that I was waiting for to short it, but now we're forming a hammer, so this one can just rip higher as well. But let's see, volume is not pushing up and it's moving higher. Let's see the volume bar here. Volume here is dying when it's pushing higher. We did have that big candlestick there. So hence is on the trigger to short DKNG here. But let's see how this our 15 minutes looks like. 25.14. We'll be interested in shorting this one at 25.11. So hence is on the trigger to short DKNG. Okay, shorting DKNG here. So this one already have that move, but just a very tiny move. I need this one to break 25.01 as a support that also has that moving average there. Once it breaks that, I just added to my position. I was just gonna say once it breaks that, I'll add to my position, but it did break it right away. So stop loss here is willing to give it some room, 25.3. So this one is already working. I needed to took some partial. Now my stop loss, gonna put my stop loss at break even. 24.90 is acting as a support there. Lowering this one down just because that can just pop as well, because this is a strong stock. It is up by 16.9, so expect that this can also just be a temporary pullback. About to get me stop out here. SPY is heading lower, which is good since I'm short. Since it's heading lower, looking at my other sector, AMD. I was late for a short. Nvidia, late for a short. Short here could have been at 282. So with that, since I'm late for that short, I'm just gonna manage this one. Okay, so that stopped me out. This one could have been an easy trade here. Tried to test the high of the day, did not. Had that weakness in 9 EMA and then reversed. BABA having that double top right here. What's happening with our volume? Again, the daily is not too good for any movements at all. Let's look at our 15 minutes. 15 minutes is just consolidating, but this one is lower than this one. So shorting AMD here. Not the, see here, still in that consolidation. Stop loss here is at 88.13. Let's see if there's anything else. The KMG stopped me out, but yeah, just consolidating. Riot found a double top here, first top, second top, but it's so beaky, so it's not as clean, so I don't like to trade that. AMD here, I need SPY to still flush even more. Add it to my position here. Since I added to my position, I am just updating my stop loss, 88.13. Lots of prints of greens there, 87.59. So now I need this one to break that support. We are still under that consolidation. Volume did pick up here when it was pushing down. SPY looks like we have found a reversal in SPY. So 88.57 is the strong support right now. The 7.55. No imbalance here yet. Just took some partial. Moving my stop loss lower than my break even. So even if it stopped me out, I am green on this trade. So big orders here, 87.30, 36. So that's our next destination, 87.36. SPY is heading lower. That's going to help this trade as well. So yeah, perfect. Just going to trail my stop here. 87.35 is the next destination, which is right here. Waiting for a flush there. That's a big order right there. That's a very bearish. Come on, 87.35. Boom. Come on, it's about to go in. It's not printing yet. So it's still there. So it's a legit order. Once that starts to print all the way up there, then that's just lowering this one down as well. 87.35, which is this, is the next destination here. About to print higher. Once it goes closer up here, that's the time that we get to see that in this level. 86.35, almost there. Waiting to get filled. 86.37, 37, 36, 35. Boom, that's the one. Okay, so that's how you read the level 2. This one, the print goes and gets print right here, and that's the time that those price is reflected in your candlestick. That's the stop number here. So this one can stop me out anytime, and it did. Baba, look at that. Had that two touch at R4 and found a reversal right there. So AMD was able to capture that move. Now it's heading higher. SPY looks like it's just going to consolidate. This one could be just profit takers right there. There's not a lot of volume there. So Algo can be there as well. So at this time, yeah, it's too erratic to start a position. So I'll just going to be looking if there is still an A+ setup, then that's the only time to trade. But right now, there's no setup yet. This one was the easy short. This one, not really, because of this big anomaly here, big volume bar. So that can be just hedge funds as well trying to jump into this trade. So if there's not a lot of retail traders, then there's not going to be a good follow through and good order flow for the stock. Baba, good rejection here, double top here. So 83.22, 82.84, that's at least 50 cents there. That's a good move. Pambo was waiting for a reversal here, but look at the anomaly here. The reversal did not have a follow through to the VWAP because of the volume that was dying. Volume was not there when it's pushing up, so it did not have the juice for this one to push to the VWAP. TKNG was able to capture that small pullback, but just like what I mentioned earlier, with a very strong stock, this one is above, up by 18.2% right now. Expect that those little bit of a pullback, it's not going to create a V reversal, rather than those are just a little pullback. Just stocks doesn't go up continuously. It needs to breathe, and we were able to capture that small move to the downside. So looking for another setup here. Yeah, bunch of algos here now. Big candlestick small, like medium size volume bar here. So a bunch of algos that can be very tricky to trade. Lyft was very active earlier, but looks like the move was just from the open from 907 all the way to 9.56, so just around 50 cents. But look at what it's doing now. It's just going back and forth, the VWAP, so you can't really make much of that. Even if you increase your share size with less than 50 cents of a move, considering the spread, you're not going to be able to get a lot of money out of that. DKNG, this one looks now, it's very weak. This one could be a short here at 25, but that can only be, at this point, I'm very picky with my trade because I'm all green and I can also just call it a day. So this one could have been a good short at 25, but that is only with a good volume bar. I don't see a good volume bar being supported to the short. This one, not a lot there, so that can just consolidate as well. Apple is no bueno. It's just going back and forth. The VWAP, so range is 173, 172, not a lot for a stock like Apple. SPY is just consolidating here, about to break the high of the day, which is 411.12. Look at the daily. Daily 411.21 is the next resistance there. That's the high of this 2-day candlestick, the body of that. Volume right there, big top. So this one, we're heading to double top as well. If this price right here at 411.11 was able to be, if we pass through that 411.11, then of course that's very bullish. But at the same time, if we find a resistance there, a strong resistance that turned this one into a double top, then that can be a good key as well to short other stocks like AMD and Nvidia. Nvidia right now is just so strong. Look at this one. Nvidia and AMD are just not definitely. Nvidia is so strong. Also had that 3 days pullback and then now heading higher. If there's no big anomaly here of this volume bar, this could be a good short, but just because there's a big volume bar, there's not a lot of retail traders who's trading this one. It can be just large institutional companies. So with that, it's hard to see as well the order flow. So that's the reason why I am not trading TRUP. Team is just not clean at the moment. Big wicks. So Lyft looks like it had another flush right here. Testing. About to test the low of the day, 8.53. WBD, nothing. Now it's just consolidating. Nvidia still strong, but no trades to take there. Nothing here as well. Coin is getting interesting. It's about to do a triple top. So triple top, first stop, second and third. So it can test the high of the day, 56.64. And if that 56.64 have a good rejection, that can be a good place to short as well. But that is just if there is any support with the volume bar. Right now, the volume bar are even. So yeah, that's the high of the day, 56.68, 67. Big push there. Lots of prints there. Still a lot of volume. So people are jumping in now in coin. This is the rejection that I was waiting for. 56.80. But no time to short yet. Not time to short because it's still in the momentum for this to push higher. So with that volume bar that is slowly higher compared to this, the momentum is there for this to push higher. So you just wait for the momentum to die down when it's pushing higher and give you the sign of, let's say, an inverted hammer and a volume bar that's dying when it's pushing up. Then that's the only time to short. But right now, no trade to short this one. We do have some support here from that moving average at the daily chart. The 15 minutes is about to hit the R4. So that's why I like switching as well to different time frames. In the 15 minutes right here, there is a support there at 57.26. So 57.26 right there is going to be a support there. But look at the volume. A volume is just starting to pick up now. So now it's up by 16%. looking at some other cryptocurrency stocks, which is Riot. Riot as well is ripping higher. Big doji. This doji right here is a good indicator as well that we're reversing. So going back to coin, just looking at how this one is gonna, what it's gonna do here. Very interesting that volume had picked up. This one is getting interesting as well. We do have double top here, volume bar not there, big candlestick here. This is the anomaly here. This is a good place to short. Yeah, I can short this one, but give me a weak candlestick here, a rejection in yesterday's closing price, and I will short this one. The reason for that is we found a double top here. First top is 12.3, second is right here. Imagine that that's always just a zone. So since that's a zone, I'm now looking for a sign for any signs of weakness. First sign is, well, first it caught my attention because we're heading to double top. We have that yesterday's closing price that can act as our resistance there. Also anomaly here, big candlestick, small volume bar. Expect this one to still test 12.34, but hence is on the trigger to short this one at 12.31. So 12.31 is the price that I'm waiting for this one to print in the tape. And as soon as 12.31 gets printed, then that's the time that I will short this one. But if that doesn't get printed, then I am not going to enter this trade because that means it's still not done heading higher. Small volume bar here. So momentum is dying. Looking at coin, just because this one still is not showing me some signs of reversal. So trying to see what coin is doing now. Coin is still heading higher. DKNG, oops, this is the reversal that I'm waiting for. So 12.31 is my price to go short. 32, almost at the penny. Okay, so I entered short here. 29. 29. Looking at right here, we do have some buyers right there at 12.30. Looking now at level 2 since I am in the trade. Big rejection there, 12.37. 29. Looking for a place to add here. Oops. Okay, so I added here. So yeah. Stop loss here is 12.38. So that one, it will take some time. Coin was waiting for this one for a rejection. This is, okay, not too big of a volume bar right here. Small volume bar as well. I'm not yet convinced that this one still has, yeah, higher. This one has a low probability for a pullback. So it can, but with the volume bar, low probability here, this one can just bounce as well. So I'll stick with an easy trade. Easy trade is this. So easy trade here. Took some partial. Now it's time to move my stop loss lower than my break even, just so I can protect the profit. Now let's look at coin. This is what I don't like about that. The volume bar was so small when it's pushing down, as well as this. So it can also just consolidate and it can just easily short squeeze. So not the easy trade there. So I'm stepping aside. Trying to see if we have any forms of double top here. This one had a double top. Rivian, first top, second top here. But this one is the less than 50 cents move, so not good. Look at this one. Wow, very nice. So this one, yeah, just giving it some room. But yeah, the giveaway here was this little guy here. This candlestick was so huge, small volume bar. So market makers are just making you think that this one still has room to go higher, where in fact it is just no volume to support it, and that one was the giveaway. The thing that caught my attention here was the double top. This is a gap down, first stop, second top right here, was able to push through a little bit, but that push through, if you look at the micro, is this push through right here, which does not support, which have no volume to support it. So that one was the giveaway, and that makes this one an easy trade. Coin, yeah, could be, but volume bar is not there, so it can just consolidate. Not there. No, I'm not gonna touch this one. There are easier trade than coin. So this one, yep. This one, first up, this is the high of the day, 138. And then it tried to touch that level again at this level, 137.43. It did not get to test the high of the day. So I'm expecting this one to test the high of the day, which is 138.48. Yeah, this is the next one that I'm going to be watching. This one is just working, so just lowering down my risk here, or my stop. So this is just trailing the stop. The best position to be at in a trade is when you're just trailing your stop and you're just waiting to get kicked out of the trade. So 12.04, we do have a bunch of bids here still, bunch of red prints here, so that's very bearish. I do have my stop loss very close to the current price, so that can just stop me out as well anytime, but I'm totally fine with that. Because, yeah, this can still touch the VWAP right here, 12.03, which looks like it is heading there. So, what was I watching? Lowering it down. Nvidia looks like it's about to have this first pullback here, 15 minutes, very strong 15 minutes here. Looks like it's getting, yeah, volume is still heading higher here. This one, about to test that high of the day, 138.48. There you go. That's the easy trade right there. And it's also not a high price stock, it's just at $12. This is the one, Warner Bros. Oh, it's a Warner Bros. What's the breaking news? Discovery Q1 total revenue 10.7. Yeah, so I didn't know that it's Warner Bros. Okay, so that stopped me out while reading the news. Oh shoot. All right, so this one was the one that I was watching. Was waiting for this one to test the high of the day. It did not. It was just a little short to the high of the day, 137.86 instead of 138.4. So like 5 cents there, and we did find a rejection right there. Volume bar, nothing really. Let's see here. Nothing much here. This can be just a pullback, and it can still retest the high of the day. So yeah, so now I'm gonna look for another easy trade. If there's no easy trade, then I'll call it a day. Coin eventually had, yeah, with a coin, I don't like the volume bar here now. It's not a clean stack to the short. Plus, it's too late to short this one, so yeah, not gonna be touching that. Tesla. This is gonna break the VWAP here. Look at that. It's just a massive volume bar here. All right, so I don't like anything else right now. Everything is just consolidating, but that also speaks of because the SPY is consolidating. So SPY looks like we do have a doji right here in the 15 minutes. Sorry, in the 5 minutes. 15 minutes is still heading higher high, higher low, but it's 10:49, and yeah, I'll call it a day. So with that, I'll just do a quick recap. So for today, I traded AMD to the short side, and AMD, let's see here. Where's my pen? I'll just do. All right, so with AMD, let's look at right here. All right, so AMD was an inside bar. If you look at the daily. All right, daily here opened right here. So that is inside the candlestick from yesterday. So it opened here. So expect that it'll just gonna go back and forth this level right here. And that's how you play an inside bar kind of day. So with that, what I saw was it had that little bit of a gap down, not the criteria of that 3% though for me. So I just expect this one to be a little bit of a range day. And if there's a pullback or it shows me some signs of VWAP play, then I am willing to take it. So what I saw was for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 continues, 5 candlestick, it's just been trending higher. I'm waiting for the giveaway here was this candlestick right here, the inverted hammer. When I saw the wick was the giveaway that we are heading to a pullback. At that time, I'm looking as well at the SPY, and this one is at 10. Let's see what the SPY is doing at 10. At 10, SPY is just consolidating there, but we did have that push as well. That's why I was not that confident with my AMD trade, because AMD is having the consolidation when SPY is just heading higher. So first short here, short at seeing that wick, added to my position. The ad was a little bit of aggressive, but was able to partial, and then I was all out. Small trade here to the short, and also I did have I reshorted it here and was all out here. So very small profit there, almost just like a break even considering the commission. So next one is another inverted hammer right there. So now we're forming the top of this. Right? The top of that, this top is still higher than this top, so that means we're still heading lower low, lower high. So I entered short again, added to my position, trailing my stop, and it stopped me out, which is good because it trended higher after that. So with that trade, 398 with AMD, and then next one is coin. Coin, I traded this one to the short as well as to the long side. So with coin, let's see if I can remember what I did here. So with coin, it is very strong at the open. So this is up now by 13.7%. My criteria for a gap up is anything above 3%. If it's gapping up, have a good daily chart, then I am up for it for a trade. So this one has that doji, had tested that S3 couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4 days that it's been testing that S3. And sure enough, at pre-market today, we do have that gap. So was interested in having a long position with this. So I traded this one. Let's look at my 1 minute. All right, so what coin did at the open is an opening range breakout. The only thing though is for a couple of weeks, I haven't seen a good opening range breakout happening. A lot of it is a false breakout. So that's the reason why I took it slow today. It was past 5 or 3 minutes at the open, and I still haven't had any trade. So I did not do any opening range breakout. Strategy was to wait and see what the stocks is telling me. So a good opening range breakout here was along at 54.28, and 54.28, it did went to 56.5. So that is around $2 move there, but did not catch that. So thought processes and next strategy is a 9 EMA trade. So 9 EMA trade is a strong stock that got up and had a pullback. I always wanted to enter a stock at a pullback and not to chase it. So when it had that bounce at the 9 EMA, I entered long, added to my position, and then it was struggling at the VWAP, so I covered right there and just trailing my stop, and I was all out. So that one is my long position. So 136, just a small move there to the long or to the upside. And then what I've been seeing here with coin is the weakness that it's showing. So we have that high of the day, and we're not even close to the high of the day, and we're starting to see those wick. So those wick, what happened is all the buyers stepping in and the sellers push them down. So sellers won here and another wick right there. When I saw that wick, I entered short here. Stop loss is at top of this wick. And then when I saw that we have lost the VWAP, I added again. But since I got aggressive with my ad, that time I got stopped out so easily. So the advantage and disadvantages of adding to your position is, of course, adding to your position when it's working in your favor. And that's what I've been doing here is, you can have higher profit with that, but also lowering down your risk means you have to lower down your stop loss. And that's the reason why I got stopped out here. So next one was another short. So I shorted it here again, and I got stopped out. So I saw this almost looking like a doji. I shorted it there. I saw that this volume bar is dying when it's pushing up. So, okay, indicator for it to short. This is a very strong stock. So for a very strong stock, you never know whether it's going to create a new high of the day versus it's just going to squeeze all the shorts. That's why I have a very tight stop loss. So entry is at the body of this red candlestick right here. And then stop loss is the top of the wick of this red candlestick, and I got stop out right here. But that's fine because again, a strong stock, you never know when is it time for this to reverse. So I got stop out there, waited for another turn that this is reversing. So when I saw that we created that new high of the day right here, new high of the day, we have a rejection right there at 56.60. I entered short at the body of the white candlestick, and stop loss is just on top of that 56.6. And sure enough, we have that flush. That was a quick flush right there. So I added to my position 25% out, 25% out, and trailing my stop, and I was all out at this level before it started to reverse. So with that short, the big move happened right here when it had made a new high of the day, and with that short, I got 698. So that is my coin trade. Next one is DKNG. DKNG was very strong today. It's actually up by 15.6%. And what I saw here was the daily. Look at this daily right here. Daily is have that consolidation for a couple of weeks and then have that gap up right here and never look back. So this one was definitely not an opening range breakout because the high of the day or high of the pre-market is at 24.62 and the low is at 21, and it opened right here. I do have a level right there at 23.18. It did bounce off of that, but no opening range breakout setup here because again, the opening is right here when the pre-market high is here. So you only get to have an opening range breakout setup when your pre-market high is here and it opens close to your pre-market high. So that means you can have your stop loss below that pre-market high level and have your entry above that, and you can write it there. So since no opening range breakout setup, what I saw here was it just keeps going higher high, higher low. When I saw that, okay, this one have this almost looking like a doji, we did find a red candlestick here, and then this one, this volume bar right here is this red candlestick. This volume bar right here is for that white, and this volume bar right here is for that white. So when it's pushing higher, this two candlestick volume bar is dying. So when I saw that, I am willing to short this one. So I shorted it at below the body of this candlestick. Stop loss is just at this previous candlestick's high. So added to my position there, and then trailing my stop, and I got stop out. So that is my DKNG trade. DKNG is a short of 145. And then WBD. WBD is the easy trade for the day. And this one, I did not really make a lot just because it's a cheap price stock and I did not add a lot to my position. So I only got 765 with WBD. So what I saw with WBD is this is the criteria for a short. It is down by more than 3%, which fits my criteria of shorting a stock. And also, let's see here. So it's down. Looking at my 1 minute. All right, so 1 minute, have that bounce off of the VWAP, created that first, this is the high of the day, which is at 12.5. When I saw that it is heading again to that high of the day, the 12.5. So now we're forming a double top here. First top, second top. So that means you have a strong resistance at that level. And sure enough, the giveaway here was this inverted hammer. So that is the 12.15 is the double top there. So I went short below the body of this inverted hammer with a stop loss above it. And when it started to move in my favor, I added to my position because I only have a small position. So short, added to my position, and then took 25%. And let's see here, I was trailing my stop because I expect that the VWAP is going to be a strong support there. And sure enough, it bounced off of VWAP. So I was all out right there at the VWAP, or a little bit above the VWAP. So next trade with WBD is this one right here. So this is the first trade. Second trade is we're now having another new high of the day, which is at 12.3. This is yesterday's closing price. When I saw that we're heading close to yesterday's closing price, that can act as a strong resistance right there. So I entered short right there, which is this level. Short right there, candlestick level is from this previous candlestick is the entry. Stop loss is just above the yesterday's closing price. This one, I gave it a room just because I know that that is a technical level. Yesterday's closing price, it will act as a strong resistance there. So I put my stop loss above that. And then I was just trailing my stop. So 25% partial here, another 25% partial here. And I was trailing my stop, so I was all out right here. So that is the second trade there. Then the last trade here was we are now forming a triple top. So triple top now is we were able to push higher than yesterday's closing price, but look at the volume right here. So the big anomaly here was we're pushing higher, big candlestick. Look at the volume bar right here. Volume bar is dying when it's pushing higher. So that was the giveaway. I entered short here, and stop loss is just above this previous candlestick. Entry is the low of this previous candlestick. Added to my position, took partial 25%, trailing my stop, and was able to go all out at the lowest of this move, which is at the VWAP. And with that move, I got all 765 to the short. So that's it for my trade today. So I traded AMD, Coin, DKNG, and WBD. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 5 green trades. It's a slower day trading day today just because I did not do any opening range breakout. I just noticed that for the past couple of weeks, we don't have a lot of opening range breakout. So that's why I switched up my strategy and just did a 9 EMA and some reversal as well for today, just because it's a Friday. I don't want to overdo it and just want to have an easier day. So let's look like BMBL have found a bottom right here. This is a good place to long now, 17.89. Stop loss is at 17.81. But let's see the volume, although volume is not there, so not an A+ setup there. Goldman Sachs has an order sitting here at 1600 1600, but not a lot of volume. But yeah, so I am done for the day, and let's see, nothing else going on there. SPY is still strong today. Look at this one, consolidating there, backwards there at 1.5. I'm actually not going to be surprised if SPY is going to turn red again today. We do have that 3 red day in a row. We're probably just going to close break even today or flat. Alright, so yeah, that's it for me. So for those of you guys who are watching, and please don't forget to hit this smash button and like and subscribe so we get to give you more content about day trading. And for those of you who are asking on where to begin on how to day trade for a living, please feel free to check our website out. It's called eCourse Unlocked, and with that we do have our services and our book that is now in Amazon. We add to the content every week, so learning never stops. And we do have our PDF file right here, which is a 20-page of our opening range breakout strategy that you can download for free just to see whether that can help your day trading career as well. So with that, I hope you had a green trading day, and I hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget to rest for the weekend, and so we can be back at it and on Monday. So it's 11:07, and yeah, that's it for me. And thank you for watching, and have a good one.